Welcome to the IOL Sport Show. It's Zaahier here, and I've got a champion with me this weekend. It's Robin Peterson from MI Cape Town. Hi, Robbie.
I'm good, Zed, man. Good to see you. Good to be here. Thanks for the
No,
invite.
lekker man. Lekker. Robbie, is that an MI cap you're wearing there? Is that you still you repping the brand still there, sir?
I don't know. It's like my gym cap. So after this, I'm gonna have to go to gym and try and shed some kilos you put on during the SA20. So
Gravy, brother, gravy.
yeah, it doesn't make the Sunrisers fans in Quebec too happy when they see me with it at the gym, but they'll have to deal with
They say the chef down at the Taj is kind of good. He's okay there.
it.
No,
No,
but
for sure, for sure.
just tell us about that campaign. I mean, it was an absolutely wonderful campaign. You guys dominated the league phase and then took it through to the knockouts. And from where you were, I mean, I know you've said it countless times
Mhm.
in terms of, just bringing everybody together, but to go from where you were to basement finishes to champions, I mean, that takes a little bit of work.
It did, and like anything, it all starts at the auction table. Just a couple of few tweaks, recruits getting experienced South African players in like Riza, David, Colin Ingram, and then Corbin Bosch as the wild card. So, and then having our leader back in Rashid Khan, we missed last season. So, um, I don't know if it's any rocket science. I think you just had guys that, were fed up with ending last and were totally and we're totally committed to the cause this year. Getting the guys aligned months before the competition. And then just when we got to Cape Town, just to really reaffirm what we want to achieve, the campaign. So it wasn't any rocket science. I think you had totally committed players, and it helped with a couple of the players coming into the competition with form, guys like George Linder, Brevi, Rix, and to name a few, to name others, they came in the competition ready, fit, and hungry. And then definitely there was a better chemistry between the guys. It definitely felt that they spent a lot more time together as a group this campaign.
And the one key aspect that was a feature throughout the tournament was
Mm,
you really backed the local guys. You backed the South African players and guys like Delano Potgieter, guys like
mm,
Connor Estes and these I mean,
mm.
you picked Connor Estes and in the final, have a go at your home ground on the Wonders. I mean, just tell us the thought process behind that.
Yeah, I think a lot of people forget that our local players are internationals too. So they got an extensive experience in international cricket. Guys like Risa, Dane Peters played, Colin Ingram's been there before. Uh, I know Corbin wasn't a Protea, but he got a taste of it. Well, Protea for a long time, got a taste of it in the Test matches. We just felt that with the ownership and the balance of the squad, it looked like it was leaning towards a lot more local players than internationals. Especially with Ben Stokes being out, being ruled out, and Nuwan Tushara as well. So the local guys just seemed a natural fit for the balance of the group, and we picked them and backed them, and they rewarded us handsomely with that backing. So the owners were right behind us in making those decisions, and back that we were only going to play two internationals on occasion. So yeah, it was good to get the backing all around, and then the South African players know the conditions. It's a unique place to play cricket, and they showed it. Coming in here and dominating with the bat, most of them.
And Robbie, when you look at the overall competition and the way MI is going, it's you've also won in MI New York in
Mm.
MLC. Just what's it like to be part of that franchise?
It's a great franchise to be part of. I was fortunate enough to play for them in the IPL too, so I've got a long history with them. They helped me with the other couple of projects on the side, leading up into all the league teams that they've purchased. So I've had an ongoing relationship with them for a long time. So if that gives you any sense that they do like to keep their own around for long periods of time. So as a player and as a coach, you do feel that, definitely that family vibe, and they look after their players. It's no secret that the players get well looked after. Anything that they need to help the team perform, they provide it. So So, but it does come with its challenges, and challenges that you have to win. At the end of the day, when you were that franchise, that's what it's about. They've got more trophies in the cabinet than any franchise in world cricket, so that expectation is always there. So there was a bit of pressure on us going into this year, and I'm just glad the boys delivered.
Oh, fantastic. It does help that
Mhm.
they are one of the richest families in the world. So being, being forced, they can't actually call it a house there in Mumbai, but I think I hurt my neck looking up at like 27 stories there in Mumbai. So they've got an ice rink and all
Yeah.
that. But Robbie, I'm going to move you forward a little bit.
Mhm.
Champions Trophy is on the horizon. It is a tournament that holds special affections for you.
Mhm.
You made your debut in 2002 in the Champions Trophy for South Africa.
Yeah, it did. Nicky Boyer got injured in Colombo, and I was flown out to go and play. I didn't know anything about cricket, to be honest. I think I was probably way too young to realize the magnitude of the situation. So yeah, and funnily enough, I bowled my first ball to Sachin Tendulkar, who's now the MI icon, player
So
and ambassador. So
the
yeah,
link
that was
was
quite.
already there. It was built.
Yeah, from the start, I think it was. The universe was trying to tell me something, I think. But no, it was an
Uh,
incredible experience. I mean, all of a sudden you're playing with all these legends of the game. Making a debut in a semi-final against India too. And not really knowing what to expect or whether you're good enough or whether you could handle that level of cricket. So there was a lot of news to me, and to be a semi-final. I think I did okay in the game, without doing anything special. I do remember that I was bowling tight, and I think we got a run out through John T. Rhodes. I didn't actually get a wicket, but I know it produced a run out. So yeah,
yeah.
that's my
Um,
memories of that game.
And then going forward, you actually it's a tournament that seems to come and go, but you managed to play in three of them, 2002, 2006, and 2013. So got a few badges there with this Champions Trophy. But I remember a particular performance. I was
Mm.
actually at Sophia Gardens that day in Cardiff, where you walked in at number three, and you played like one of the best innings I've seen a South African just walking in and really taking on India and getting 68 and unfortunately ran out on that day. Could have been an ODI 100 against India.
Yeah, I think that's twice AB de Villiers has run me out. So we always talk about it, but I always tell him he threw away a couple of hundreds for me at international level. But yeah, it was an interesting game. I think at that point the team was sort of in transition. AB de Villiers, I think, had just taken over as captain, or not too long before. But yeah, I think I always enjoy playing against India. I think it's a team you probably want to do well against consistently. So they threw me up the order, and Gary Kirsten was the coach. And yeah, I just sort of played my shots. I mean, at the end of the day, that's what I did. I always took chances in games, and if it came off, and then I would like to think that the team was in a better position to try and win the game. So yeah, that's what I did that day. And I faced a lot of Ashwin and Jadeja, who have gone on to be Indian legends now. And have got a lot of silverware for them. So it was a great game. We ended up just short, I know, chasing over 300. Couple of runouts, couple of,
The
yeah, not
usual
so great.
story. The usual story.
Yeah, I didn't want to say that, but yeah, I'd like
Yeah.
to say the usual story, entered the fray.
Yeah. No, I remember you just reverse sweeping and lapping and paddling, all over. And India
Mhm.
actually went on to win the tournament. They actually went on to
Yeah.
win it at Edgbaston in a thrilling
Mm.
final where Ashwin and Jadeja changed the game. Um, Looking now at 2025, South Africa, the Proteas, it's been a tough little run in terms of, bilateral series, but they seem to find their way at major tournaments lately when everybody comes together. How do you see them going this tournament, particularly with it being fast, furious, three games within a week?
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's a pressurized tournament because you sort of don't win your first one, you're on the back foot a little bit. Um, Yeah, I'd expect them to do well. I think traditionally in white ball ICC events lately, they've got a lot of experience. A lot of their players experience high pressure cricket in playing IPLs and friend big players in their franchises across the world. So I expect our batting to fire. I think that looks like it's probably our strongest suit. But with the additions of Rabada and Jansen that weren't there for that try series against New Zealand and Pakistan, I anticipate there will be some wicket-taking threat. And then obviously they're going to rely a lot on Keshav Maharaj. And then their bowling plan, it can be quite a flat place to bowl. So I think the bowling will be under a little bit of pressure. And you anticipate that the batters will enjoy batting there. And definitely got to set their sights out for 350 plus total, I think, just to give the bowlers a little bit of cushion early on in the comp. But not
And
straightforward against Afghanistan.
okay,
Sorry
that's
there.
exactly where we're at. So the opening game was seven of your boys go up against each other. It's Rix KG, what's his name?
Grassy.
Corbin Bosch, all of them against Adil, against Rashid Khan, against Amazai, against Shakilullah.
Yeah.
I mean, which side are you picking here today? This today?
Yeah, of course the Proteas have to win, but I'd like to see my Cape Town boys also, feature in performances. But no, definitely the Proteas. But I don't think it's an easy game. I mean, your vision of what Afghanistan were maybe 10, 15 years ago to what they are today, they know slouch. I mean, they qualified for the T20 World Cup. They were one win away from qualifying for the World Cup semi-finals in India. So they've no slouch, and they've got three spinners that are world class, which we see all three of them playing the SA20. So they know exactly what the South African boys have to offer. So it's not going to be straightforward, but we've also got some real proper players against spin. Guys like Classy, Stubbo, that can really smack it a little bit.
I'm going to put you on the spot here.
Mm.
Ryan Rickleton, does he face the new ball today?
Yeah,
Does he
surely.
get a new 11?
Yeah, of course. I think you have to pick Rix at the moment. He's in such great form. His confidence is up. You can just see it even when he's ball striking in the nets during the SA20. You just knew that, he's got something. And I think with the way the pitches are playing, that if Rix bats 30 overs for you, that he'd set you well up to get 350 plus. So I'd like to think that he has to open the batting today. No doubt about it.
So, how do you shape that lineup? How do you shape that lineup? Timber and Ricks
Mm.
up front?
Yeah, I'd go Temba Rix. It's a bit. Yeah, I'd go Timber, Ricks. To be honest, I haven't given it much thought. I'd more been focusing on that middle order. I'll probably go Markram, Stubbo. I think you have to try and get a place where Heinrich Klaasen gets into a point of the game quite early. I don't think you want to leave him too late, like other teams have used him in the past. I think rather if he does damage in the game, let it be early when the ball's harder than when he's forced to hit. And tactics are a little bit different for the teams when they bowl wide and they force you to one side of the field. So I think how they use Classy to get big totals on the board is going to be critical. And then obviously David Miller's experience um, will have to be important as that left hand in the middle period, where a lot of teams tend to have left arm spinners and leg in the competition.
Robbie, we would love to speak to you all day. I think we can tap into that mind for so much. But the last question I'm going to ask you is you've now won two trophies with MI, unearthing players at the Warriors. I know it's a bit of a tough season, but you're still getting the youngsters out there. Jordan Henman's getting another 100 the other day. What's the ambitions to coach the Proteas?
I don't, you know, someone asked me this the other day, and I don't think in coaching I have goals. I think I just try and do well for the team that I'm with. I think it's always going to be there. To coach your country is an absolute privilege. I think if that opportunity presents itself, it's hard to say no. But at this stage, I think where I am and what I'm doing, I'm enjoying it. The franchise stuff with MI, and then coming down to the Warriors, it's a totally different role again that you play over here. So it's almost contrasting roles where you get the taste of franchise cricket and the high pressure that you have to win all the time. And at the Warriors, yes, we want to win, but there's a lot of young players that you have to learn, teach them how to play and develop them. So I kind of get the best of both worlds right now. But if that call ever came in future in a couple of years and I've gathered a lot of experience, then yeah, sure, why not? You can't turn down your country, I don't think.
Robbie, thanks very much for your time. Just keep playing that Campione there in the dressing room. Just let it filter through there at St. George's Park. But
Yeah, it
yeah,
hasn't
thanks for
quite
your
sunk
time.
in yet.
Yeah,
Yeah.
thanks for your
Anyway.
time. Have a good one and.